Hi, my name is Haroun from Newcastle in South Africa. I started with the Michelle Method program on the 14th of July 2025. I came across the program on Instagram and I reached out to Michelle and we had a one-on-one session where she asked various questions in terms of my needs, my horse's capabilities and what are the issues that I'm facing with with my horse. And to be honest, when we were having the meeting with Michelle, I was very nervous. And one of the main reasons that I was nervous was that although I've been around horses for as long as I can remember and I've worked with various horses, this was something new to me. And there were aspects to it that I was worried that I may not be able to fulfill, such as maybe the time commitment. I have a busy schedule in terms of my day job, whether I will be competent enough to understand the method and to actually relate and perform it with my horse. However, one of the main attractions for me in joining this program was after watching the continuous videos that Michelle shares on the Instagram program, I saw how simple and easy it was to understand. I follow many horse people, and as competent and as qualified as many of them are, some of them are very difficult to comprehend and understand. And that was the reason for me reaching out to Michelle. One of the important things that I really enjoyed during this whole experience in doing the program with Michelle was that the communication, everything is seamless. With Michelle being in the United States of America and I'm being in South Africa, there's various time zone issues. However, the whole training program was very, very easy to follow. It was simple. There's an app that Michelle communicates and sets up your schedule on, and it's just so seamless. Communicating with Michelle is very easy via the app as well as chatting to her on WhatsApp. I must say outright that, the main reason for the success of this whole program and the reason that I took to it and was so and enjoyed it thoroughly, and to be honest was one of the best things that I've ever done, was because Michelle gave me the confidence and was very patient with me. At times I felt certain exercises or certain things that I had to do with my horse were beyond me, but Michelle instilled the confidence in me, encouraged me and motivated me to give it a shot, and I will see the progress and over time. And I think I'm very appreciative. I think that is the defining factor that made my enjoyment in the program. Look, one of the main reasons for joining the program was I've got my gelding, or my horse. I've had him for the good part of 5 years now, and in that 5-year period he was initially a stallion, and then we gelded him recently. However, there have always been issues with regards to his health, especially with his legs, with his back, and he always very often became lame. And we've had vets come through, we've taken him for scans and x-rays, and we were at the point where my wife actually mentioned to me that maybe I should, because I'm so close to him and I love my horse so much, I should just keep him as a pet and take him for walks while leading him. I may not have the enjoyment through riding, and I was not prepared to give up. And I reached out to Michelle, and I was actually hoping that I obviously would learn something different in horsemanship, but also be able to benefit my horse. And that was what was the main issues that I had, and that was the reasons that I wanted to start this program. And we started the program, and everything in the program was more or less new to me. Look, I was familiar with pole work, I was familiar with walking up hills and doing groundwork, but having a structured program that had method to it from an expert like Michelle that allowed us to now build him up in a very methodical manner, in a structured manner, starting obviously at the starting of the program. Michelle does an assessment of the horse and understands what's his weaknesses and his strengths. And using that, she now designs the program. And initially we started off in July, and we started off with primarily, I think, with the groundwork. And what I also enjoyed about the program is that Michelle is very flexible. Michelle takes into account your competency levels, your time availability, and I was able she does a weekly check-in where you can, where she checks in with you, and you can adjust the sessions, the number of sessions you want to have in a week, how long you want the session to be, what you want to focus on. So those were things that I found very, very, very helpful, and it really drew me a bit more into the program. And the biggest takeaway from it was that you can tangibly see the change in your horse. For me, it was twofold. The change in my horse getting stronger, as well as my ability as a horseman, my ability to bond with my horse, to ask him to do certain exercises and programs, and to be able to have the confidence to push myself out of the comfort zone. So that for me was a win, to see my horse Mubarak, that's his name, over the period of time develop a stronger core and a top line, and to physically see his change in behavior. He was very tense previously under saddle, or whether leading him, always very tense, not relaxed, stiff. And now to see him much more easy going, relaxed, calm. He was always sweet by nature, but now he sort of expressed it in a different way. So I think for me, I would say it was a tremendous success. It was the best thing that I've done for me and my horse. I can see my view on horsemanship, my view on taking care of my horses completely different now. It's been a 360 degrees turnaround. For many of you out there that maybe follow Michelle or have her reels or stories coming up on your feeds, I would say give Michelle a shout. I would definitely encourage every horse person who has any issues with their horse, or they don't have issues with their horse, is to look at the program, because it just creates a foundation for your horse going forward. Whether you are doing any discipline, be it endurance, eventing, just showing, or just general trail riding, I think the horse's well-being is critical. And I must make mention that in the latter part of the program, Michelle gets involved in terms of saddle fit, how your horse is moving under saddle. And I found that to be very, very, very useful, because it added an extra dimension to the comfort of the horse. And at the end of the day, we all love our horses. And first and foremost is always the well-being of the horse. And a sound horse and a strong horse makes for a horse that's so much fun. I would definitely recommend every person to at least explore the Michelle method, and to get in touch with her, have the one-on-one, and from there assess whether you need it. But I can put my neck on the block and give you a guarantee that once you enroll for the Michelle method, you will never regret it. It will probably be the best thing that you've done for you and your horse. I want to take this time to really thank Michelle for being patient with me, and for encouraging me, motivating me. I think the program is well designed. It has all the benefits for the horse, but I think the ultimate success of the program comes down to the expertise and the personality that Michelle has. I think that for me was the biggest plus. Thank you, Michelle, and it was a really wonderful being part of this program.